are on a road that leads to a place where compassion meets understanding. A place where we neither frighten nor fear our fellow Americans. No matter their culture, no matter their religion. For if we are ever to reach our destination, we must first realize that we are on this road and we are on it together.
Hi, I'm Nancy. I'm 15 and I live just outside of Boston, Massachusetts. I love to hang out with my friends and talk on the phone. Since the events of September 11th, I've been kind of nervous about the whole terrorist thing. Honestly, I've heard a lot about Muslims on the TV and stuff, but I'm not sure what to believe.
Hi, my name is Miriam. I'm 13 years old and I live in a small town in New Jersey. I love to go on the internet and hang out with my friends. I'm a Muslim since I practice the Islamic faith. Since September 11th, I've noticed that a lot of people have been afraid of all Muslims. I don't think that's fair.
This is the true story of what happened when Noggin asked Miriam to show Nancy what it was like to live her life.
After September 11th, I think church has become more important to me. I find myself looking more forward to going every Sunday because I feel like there are always people there that will support me, and it's brought us as a community together because we all are there for each other all the time.
The authorities now suspect that the attack was orchestrated by a group of Islamic militants. We're getting more news on that.
Nowadays you always hear the words Muslim, Arab, and terrorist together, and I don't really know what to believe and what not to believe because some people are saying, you know, all Muslims are bad. Some people are saying only a few are to blame, and it's just really confusing, and I don't know what to think. When I got to the school that morning, I became pretty nervous. So I didn't really know what to expect and how I'd react to them or how they'd react to me. When I walked in the door, Sister Irene greeted me.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Teaneck Al Ghazali High School.
She gave me the school uniform, the traditional school uniform, which was just a long dress to cover my body, and a hijab, which covered my hair and my neck. When Sister Irene gave me the dress, I was kind of surprised because I had woken up that morning and, you know, picked out my clothing about what I would normally wear to school or if I was going out. And then when she told me I couldn't wear that, it was really surprising.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm good.
When Miriam walked into the office, she just looked really nice.
Now it's my time to meet her time to meet me, and I'm gonna make a new friend.
When Miriam and I got into her biology class, it was like just this whole class of girls, all Muslim girls, and everyone just looked up and stared at me. I felt like they might be a little upset at me because I was pretending to be a Muslim girl and just walking in and wearing their clothing just like for pretend, not real. I didn't know what they'd think about that.
Welcome, Miriam, to our class. We're completing these sheets about bacteria.
Okay.
If you'd like to join us.
Thanks.
She met my teacher, my class.
What happens with the mutant is that one of the daughter cells comes out to be not identical to the parent cell.
I was expecting originally just a lot of religious classes.
I told her, yeah, it's almost like the Catholic school. The only thing extra that we take is Arabic classes and Islamic studies. And then everything else, we take the same curriculum, we take the same things. Usually it's lunchtime on the normal days, but since we don't eat and stuff for Ramadan, then we just have the break. We sit, we talk, we play.
And she told me that they were fasting because it was the month of Ramadan, which is like a really holy period to them, and they don't eat between sunrise and sunset.
The reason that we fast is because we want to feel how the unfortunate people feel. They don't have food or drink, and sometimes they even sleep without eating or drinking anything. How long does Ramadan last? Ramadan lasts from 29 to 30 days.
Miriam also explained to me that Ramadan is one of the most holiest times of their year, kind of like a Christmas or Easter is to my family. Miriam then told me that it was time to pray, but first we had to go make wudu, which was basically cleaning your body.
The first 3 years, you have to wash your hands. You wash your hands and then you get the water in between your fingers.
We had to wash many parts of our body, our feet, our hands, our neck, our hair, our face. We even had to wash our nostrils and our mouth.
I taught Nancy about wudu, which is cleansing before prayer. It's a very specific way of purifying yourself before you worship God. Cleanliness is a big part of being a Muslim.
When Miriam said it was time to go pray, I guess I pictured kind of just a room used only for praying. Maybe there'd be pews, I wasn't sure. Right here. I thought that everyone would just be sitting wherever they wanted, but it turned out that the girls sat in the back. And that really surprised me because I felt, okay, are the girls less important than the boys? And that's when I realized they value modesty in women so much, and so having boys behind the women looking at their butts wouldn't be appropriate.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله.
A young boy stood up and did the call to prayer, which was their way of saying it was time for everyone to pray to God now. Beforehand, I wasn't sure if I should pray with them or not. I didn't know if I'd be somehow violating my religion or even violating their religion since I wasn't Muslim. But then when the time came, it just felt right, so I joined them.
Allahu Akbar.
It made me feel good that Nancy cared enough to do the things that I do in my ordinary daily life.
Allahu Akbar.
One thing I noticed was that it was all about peace and love and being kind to others. And it was really different from what I thought it would be like, because on TV they're always showing these images of anger. After school we went home and put on some more, in my opinion, comfortable clothing. Normally, Miriam wouldn't have had to wear the hijab at home alone with her family, but because the crew was there filming, they had to cover themselves up. So we're gonna go to the computer.
Yeah. Well, first I'm gonna check my email.
Okay.
I probably have a lot of funny jokes. See, I enter for a joke a day.
Oh, I do that. I found that she had, a computer and she had the internet and TV, and it surprised me because I was expecting that the atmosphere at home would be really strict and she wouldn't be able to use the internet or something.
I'm a web surfer.
Yeah. But she was basically a teenage girl just like me. Wanna go play a game or something?
Okay, sure.
She did the same things that I do.
This is what we start our breaking fast with.
Okay. When it was finally time for us to break fast, I was so excited I could finally eat. We started out by eating a date and milk.
They're good. Never had dates before.
Mary, when she was pregnant with Jesus, her food was dates.
So do you believe in Jesus also?
Absolutely.
I didn't expect that they would talk about Mary, the mother of Jesus, at all. Do you pray before every meal?
No, we have 5 prayers a day. If it happens to be before the meal, yes, but since in Ramadan we break our fast at sunset and there is a sunset prayer, we break our fast, then pray, then eat.
Oh, okay.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, la ilaha illallah.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
Is this all traditional Muslim food?
Okay, there is no such thing as Muslim food. This is like Middle Eastern and actually Egyptian food.
Oh, okay.
It is in the Middle East and Mediterranean. It's a lot of mix in the area. Most of the Muslims are not actually Arabs. The Arabs are actually the minorities in the Muslim world.
Oh. It's kind of showed me that not all Arabs are Muslim, or not all Muslims are Arabs, the way the TV has kind of been portraying it. What is the Quran? I saw you guys reading it today, but what is it?
The Quran is actually the holy book of Muslims. It's the word that Allah gave to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's like the Bible for you.
Oh, so is it your holy book?
Yes, it is our holy book.
Do you mind my asking, how did you feel when September 11th happened?
This was a very bad time for us.
I'm an American first, so when this tragedy happened, I felt as bad as all the other Americans.
They told me that Islam, the religion Islam, does not preach at all like violence or anger. It's a very peaceful religion.
The most important thing in Islam is not the practicing by itself, but the relationship with other peoples. And God subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He talked to us in Quran, He told us that in a way, it's not important what you do to me, because He does not need us. It's important what you do to your next human being.
They felt that September 11th was just as bad as I thought it was. They had the same emotions, they had the same amount of sadness. That surprised me just because on TV, they've been making it out that all these terrorists are the way all Muslim people are, that all Muslims are Arabs, all Arabs are terrorists. Muslims are peaceful. After dinner, we went to Miriam's mosque.
Mosque was like a church or synagogue. It was our place of worship.
I saw that a lot of the people there had light skin tones and blue eyes. It was interesting to see that there are Muslim people that look just like me. Miriam told me that when you start praying, you have to start with God on your mind.
We believe in the same God. We call Him Allah in Arabic, so she thought we worship something different. Told her, no, we worship the same God.
I didn't think that they would be praying at all to the same God as I do. I was expecting a totally different God. They just call Him Allah. The next morning, I had to get up at 3:30 so that I would be at Miriam's house in time to eat before sunrise. When I got to Miriam's house, it was still really dark outside. The sun wasn't even beginning to rise. Hi. Morning. Tired. How are you? Hi. How are you?
It's so early.
I know. How do you do the secretary for a month? Can you help me put this on? I got the first part. Thanks. I think I was a little nervous because it would be the first time I was going out in public wearing the hijab. What do we do now?
Well, first we sit down and we eat, of course.
Okay. I was going to try and fast again all day, so I knew I needed to have a big meal to hold me until dinner. Are there any foods that you're not allowed to eat?
Actually, the only thing is pork when it comes to meat, and we are not allowed to drink alcohol or liquors.
It reminded me of some of my friends who keep kosher.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, la ilaha illallah.
الإنسان في أحسن تقويم.
By the time I was praying with them on the second day, I was feeling a bit more comfortable and at ease.
Allahu Akbar.
Because I had already been with them for a day and I kind of knew what to expect. After September 11th, I didn't know how people would react. I didn't know if walking through the mall, someone would yell across, like, just something mean. I was kind of worried about that. I think it was interesting though, because all in all, people really didn't stare. I was really afraid that when it came time to pray, we'd just have to stop in the middle of the mall and sit down on the ground and start praying in front of everyone. I was kind of not looking forward to that if we did. I thought it was going to be really embarrassing for me. Miriam's dad took out a compass, and so he found which direction was east.
So east would be this way, a little bit angled this way.
This way.
And we prayed facing the east.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. I'm Maddie. This is my wife, Mona. Mariam.
When my parents and my brother arrived for dinner, I was still really nervous. I didn't know how dinner would work out.
When we brought our two families together, I felt that a okay, now I met Nancy, and now the rest of the members of my family are going to meet the rest of the members of Nancy's family, and it's going to be a really nice thing. So you're going to get to know each other just like me and Nancy got to know each other. I think that if people got to know other people from different backgrounds and different religions, that the world would be a much better place.
I don't have a specific favorite food, but I love all kinds of like pastries.
My favorite food is pizza.
I love the Harry Potter books. They're my favorite books now.
I love the Harry Potter books, and I love the way the author made it so like full of exaggeration, and I really like to see the movie, and I will soon.